everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Autumn here today to do my week 4 of January weekly wrap-up. I read a total of 6 books and I'm currently reading 1 book. So I'm going to start with the first, the only digital one I have, and that is The Mighty Storm by Samantha Towle. This is book 1 in the Storm series. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I listened to this on audio. And this follows True, who is a journalist, and Jake, who is a musician. And this is a second chance romance. They were best friends growing up, and they lost out of touch. And then one day, True, for her work, has to interview Jake, and she meets him again, and it's their story. This does involve cheating, so just be aware, and some drug, so just be aware. There's drugs mentioned. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and this was for also my TBR game, for bought in 2014, and yeah. And then I finished Captured by Rachel Van Dyken. This is the first book in the Seaside Pictures series, which is the spin-off of Seaside. And I give this 4 out of 5 stars. This follows Danny, who is the sister of Priscilla, and Lincoln, who is a movie star, and they are in Seaside, Oregon, filming a movie. Lincoln is, and he needs an assistant, so the director, Danny's brother-in-law, sets her up to be Lincoln's assistant. Danny has not spoken since her parents' death, and that was like 3 years? I don't remember how long that is, but she has not spoken since her parents' death because she witnessed it, and it's their story. 4 out of 5 stars. Listened to this on audio and really enjoyed this. And then I also finished Heartbroken by Gabriella G. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This was the first book by this author that I've read. This is a romance reveal book box. This was also for my TBR game with red on the cover. And this follows Elaine and Arent. This is a second chance romance too. Elaine is a hockey star, and Arent is also on his hockey team, and they are sort of high school sweethearts. Not really, because they only really met Arent's senior year. Elaine's parents don't want them together, so it's drama. And then it's like 25 years later, Elaine comes back to their small town to help her mother, who is sick, and they meet again. And I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. And then I read Finding Forever by Kristen Mayer and Kelly Elliott. This is a contemporary historical fiction or romance. This follows Ashlyn, who moves back to Savannah, Georgia after her aunt dies, and while she's going through her things, she finds a journal from her great-great-great-grandmother, Sophia, and in this book you get Ashlyn's point of view, and then you also get Sophia's point of view through the journal. And Ashlyn one night goes to a restaurant, and she meets Gail, who is the owner and cook of the restaurant, and it's their story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This was my first Kristen Mayer book, but not my first Kelly Elliott book because I read all of her books. I just haven't read the 3 books she co-written with Kristen Mayer. So, yes, I enjoyed this. 4 out of 5 stars. And this was for Among Us for Fuel Part 3? 4? Set in the past. Whatever one that is. But, so yeah. And then I read All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. This is a memoir, a nonfiction. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I listened to this on audio, and he actually narrates it. I really enjoyed this one. This was also for on my TBR game for shelf number 6, and this was the one it picked for it. And I can't recommend this enough. I really enjoyed it. There are some tough topics. There is sexual abuse. I forget. He says it all in the authored note. So just be aware. This might not be for everyone, but I really, really recommend this. I really enjoyed it. And then I read AntiStep Brother by Tijin. This was for Field Engine Part 4, which is to read a book where with the title it has the same first initial as your name. So AntiStep Brother, my name is Autumn. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is a new adult book that follows Summer, who is a freshman at college, and she's in love with her stepbrother, and she goes to his college, and then when she's there, she finds out that he's a man whore, and she then meets Caden, who is in Kevin's, who is her stepbrother, fraternity, and they form a friendship, and it's their story. This does mention a little bit of suicide, so just be aware. That's not, but I really enjoyed this. 4 out of 5. I listened to this on audio. And then finally, the last book I'm currently reading is Not My Romeo by Islamata Mills, and I'm only like 123 pages, so not that far into it. I'm hopeful that I will maybe finish this today, but I don't know. But yes, and this is the last book for the Among Us Readathon, and this is for Reactor, or Start Reactor, which is to read a book that has romance. And this follows, what is her name? I don't remember her. Elena? Yeah, Elena, who gets sent on a blind date on Valentine's Day, and she meets who she thinks is Greg, her blind date, and it's actually Jack, and it's their story. Jack is a football star, and I'm enjoying it so far. But those are all of the books I read, and so far I've read 25 books in the month. So I'm really excited with that, and I've read almost all of the books that were on my TBR for the month. So I'm really glad. And yeah, so here's all the books again, and yeah. If you want a full review on any of these, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Also, what are some books you've read? And I'll see everyone later.